Not my day. Okay, what is this? This is a Nimzo. Takes right away. Not even being kicked. Okay, let's defend this square so his knight kid doesn't hop in here at an inconvenient time. Maybe I'll try pushing forward in the center. Okay. Okay. He wants to attack on the side here, it looks like. Oh, he wants to do the fishing pole attack. Very funny. Nico Gonzalo. What is his plan here? not to not do anything. Okay. So if I push that pawn, he will take this one. And maybe bringing the bishop out. I could put the rook over here and the queen. You don't think the fishing pole actually works? See, yeah, I want to retreat here, but he's going to push the pawn if I do that. Could take on d6 with tempo against the queen. True, true, true. I'm not sure I wanted to take on d6, though. That's why I was hesitating there. I got rid of his knight. Look at that. He's getting rid of my knight. Oh, no. Here, maybe? Anyway, what I want to play here is queen b3. If I take now, he takes back. Let's push this way. And, oh, is that another follow? Thank you for the follow, Juicy Methyl. Mm-hmm. What is the plan? Oh, this is the plan, huh? It is the way. He can block with his knight there, huh? No, he didn't bother. Okay, so I have check to drive the king here, but I don't have a dark squared bishop to follow up with. Curious, curious. It's too bad this is undefended here. Blocking with the knight blunders it. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck for a move here. Should I just give up this pawn? The knight, yeah, I thought about moving the knight. This is a way of improving it too. That's part of the plan. Okay, yeah, so he doesn't want this pawn. I guess maybe it opens up another avenue of attack for me. The bishop could stand some improving too, huh? That poor king is so exposed. Ah, he saw that. Okay, so now I check first. I think I do this first. And then check. Doesn't really do anything. I see. If I take him, then he brings his queen down with check. But I have a mate threat here. I don't know how he's dealing with it. His bishop can't move. His king could move, but it doesn't help. Yeah, so improving the knight was the key to my success, even at the cost of a pawn. Rook b8 first. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was the best way. I couldn't tell because I was worried about his king stepping up. Now I realize that he couldn't actually because my queen was guarding that square. Right here, yeah, the queen is guarding all these squares. So check here. He could block with the bishop or bring his king up. So, I don't know, there's still some advantages to this approach. King up gets mated. I'm not sure how. Queen here. Rook here, king up, queen here. King goes where? Here. Yeah, maybe he just runs out of squares. Like a net. Queen d6. Queen d6, he takes the oh, queen d6 defends the rook. Ah. Yeah, very cool. Let's see. Looks like he moved. Where'd he move? He moved his king there. Oh, he's giving up his queen. Okay, it would have been better to mate him. I have to admit. Okay, so when I move the bishop, he's going to go where? He's going to go here. There should be a mate here somewhere. Where is that mate? Where is that mate? Yeah, I got the mate, finally. Thank you, Nico. Nico says, good game. Let's see, he could have run this way, couldn't he have? If he had gone this way. And I have this check. Covers all the squares. So yeah, it's made either way. So it's kind of a roundabout way of getting it. There was a mate in 3 here. Let's see, what's the fastest mate here? This is a mate in 5 with rook takes d8. That's about what I did. Okay, anyway, that was interesting. And I finally got a win, so that's good. Went the wrong way with the bishop. When you go forward with the bishop. Yeah, I was wondering if you could do something. Now, where was it? I was wondering if I could do something like that. Mate in 2. Oh, and then take there. Okay, yeah, that's the quickest mate. But the computer's recommending going here. He has to go here. And then I've got this mate. That's a very pretty mate. Yeah, so where you retreat the bishop to matters a lot. So this is a nice mate. Because the queen cuts all of these, and then the bishop cuts off those squares. So see, it covers all the 6 squares in the box around the king. Okay, back. So I'm black. Tov Komenenko is not moving. Oh, there he goes. I did a Sicilian. Let's do a e4, e5. bishop's game. Don't see those very much anymore. had to stop and think. I guess this can turn into kind of an Italian game if we allow it. So I'm thinking of playing d5. Let's see. He takes with the pawn. I can take back. If he takes the bishop, I can take back. And my center is not under attack. Okay, let's go back here so he doesn't mate me. He's hitting this pawn. He's hitting the knight. So yeah, it looks like he knows a few things. Oh, you had more traps than... I saw some of them. But it reminds me of a game I played a game once against a master. He was a nice guy, and he was talking to me after the game, and he said, why didn't you play this? It was an over-the-board game, right? And he had thought for a long time, a slow over-the-board game, and he had thought for a long time about this move, and then played it, and then I responded pretty quickly with my own move. But afterwards, he showed me this clever trap he had set up. And I said, well, I didn't even think about that move that you were expecting me to play. It's just a difference in thought processes, I guess. So I'm going to develop. And then what? I could put the bishop here. If he trades, then I take back and I have some kind of discovery on the queen. I have these weird doubled pawns in the center. Let's see, do I have any kind of thing I can do with pushing this pawn? Maybe. Push this pawn, he takes it. I was just thinking if I could move that knight with tempo, I get an attack on this knight here, and the bishop, rather. Yeah, let's just do this. So now moving the knight it's not quite a threat, is it? Because when he takes the bishop, he threatens my queen. So I need to move my queen first before it becomes a threat. But yeah, he got his queen out of the way, logical. Let's just see if he helps me straighten out my pawns. Just castled. Okay, double the rooks maybe? Or the queen up. I think doubling the rooks is stronger. the rook left. I could also put the rook opposite the king and get the knight here after I get the other rook over first. Ah, so he puts his knight there. Okay, well, I was going to put my rook here anyway. He could move his queen here and force a kind of try to get a trade of queens. Leave me with an endgame with a bad pawn structure. But he moved his queen back instead. Okay, I can still go here. And push my h-pawn. Okay, he decided to take after all. He gets the knight, huh? But I think this will cost him something. My queen and rook defend this pawn, so it's not so easy for him to just take the pawn. And I was threatening mate. He had to find a way to defend here. So yeah, it cost him his knight. Okay, where do I go with my rook? If I go here, he probably just takes my queen. Where's my knight going? My knight is hopping in here. Let's just defend against any checks. I can't do that. Cannot do that. I could also have taken the pawn too because there was a pin here. So that was bad in two different ways. Okay, let's get somebody new. D4, rook A5. Bring it all over to the A file. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll look at that after this game. Okay, we got a traditional Queen's Gambit here. A Slav defense. I prevent the 1 hour gambit. And we'll go for a slow Slav. We defend the pawn. If he takes, I'll take back. I developed the bishop. We could play into the Moran variation here if he wants to, but he developed his bishop first, so that's an indication. It's the knight move that is usually played with the Moran variation. So I got my castle in, so I could defend here with a pawn. Oh, rook to, yeah, I could have played rook h5. That's true, because I had the pin. Or maybe, no, maybe it's a different position that I'm thinking of. Oh, he didn't take my knight. Ah. I expect him to trade and then develop his knight. That's what they usually do. There's no Greek gift because they push this pawn forward. I would like to do something useful with this knight. But it goes here or here. The black bishop takes it. See if it's got anything useful to do over here. Oh, he's going to try and give me a pawn pair. It was when I backed the rook, yeah. Go to the side instead of going back. Okay, so he's putting pressure on this pawn, but it's not, you can't take it just yet. Let's get my queen off the back rank. I'm just not sure which way I want it. Maybe here, so that I can push with tempo at some point. Okay, looks like he just wants to trade. Trade. Yeah, I said bring in the knight. Yeah. AIs are like that. Want you to bring more force. It's a good move, right? Bringing in more force. Didn't like my move at all. I think I was winning by then, wasn't I? So, I moved my knights over to the king side, and he's managed to make this all about what's happening on the queen side here. Let's see if I can divert his attention a bit. Feels like there ought to be something here. Don't quite see it yet. Could double my rooks and threaten his bishop. It doesn't. Yeah, oh yeah, I'd have to take the knight first and then take the bishop. Sniper 1999 is thinking. Went from -6 to -2.5, I see. Yeah, giving up my advantage. Cheetah. What kind of time control did you want? 1 in 10? No, that's not my time control. That is not my time control. So I'm thinking I don't have to respond to that. If I go here, well, it is kind of a response. If I go here and he takes the rook and I take back, his knight is pinned and it's under attack. He can defend it though, huh? So if I go here and trade queens, then this becomes undefended, and there's a pin here. Yeah, I guess discretion is the better part of valor, huh? It goes back there. So queen here, he takes the knight, I take the queen, so queen here. Time to just get something happening here. So take here and go here. I could start with this, huh? I take the bishop and then take the knight. Or I take the rook, because I'm assuming he will move the rook, but if he doesn't move the rook, I'll take it. If he does move the rook, then I take the bishop and then take the knight. So I think I have an advantage here. No matter what he does. So he moved the bishop. So I can take the knight, I guess. I mean, take the rook. Yeah, I still want to double my rooks here. It's not so easy, is it? Okay, let's trade. Let's push this pawn. Let's see here, maybe. This is such a bad bishop, this light squared bishop. I don't know why. It is causing me so much trouble, but it is. Okay. He's managed to I see. Okay, we'll make the threat. And then bring the rook down. Okay, I have to remember to keep moving fast. I could have just taken it. Fork. You thought you saw a fork, but it wasn't there. Okay. Let's just give my king a little space. I think I'll bring it out and attack that that bishop. Keep the king and the rook far apart. And keep him on dark squares so we can't... Okay, I should be able to win this one. He steps up with his king, okay. Okay, he resigned. Ooh, that was something. Being low on time is nerve-wracking. Let's see if we can get a new game. Yeah, the AI, they can see things, but it can be hard to follow. We'll try d5 again, I guess. Oh, he's got a fianchetto. Okay, well, I still like to play the c5 move when I can. And he lets me develop my bishop with a single move instead of forcing it to move twice to take that pawn. Because you develop the bishop first and then they take the pawn and then you take back, so you end up moving the bishop twice. But he didn't do that little trick. Okay, I guess we can just chunk this down here. Because it wasn't, that square was not under attack. Very interesting. So I could take it, but I don't want to take it particularly. I want to put my knight here, but I can't immediately do that. Let's bring the queen over. Let him take this knight if he wants to. Otherwise, I'll bring the knight up here. So interesting. I could push this pawn. Followed by pushing this pawn and bringing the bishop out. This is pinned, I guess, is his point. Should I push this way then? Oh no, then he gets a push with the tempo. Okay, let's protect. There was a pin along here, and if I wasn't careful, he was going to exploit that in some way, like maybe a pawn push and a discovered attack on my queen and the bishop simultaneously. That was a possibility I saw. So anyway, my knight went over here. I go here, he takes, I take. It's actually, I don't like that. Let's bring another pawn forward. Force that knight to move. He went there. That's very interesting. So I kind of want to attack along the third rank here. Just bring a rook up and over. Couldn't do it with this rook. Well, it would take just as many moves. So he's not worried about this. Yeah, I can't bring my rook up now. Well, I have to take the knight first. I could just defend the bishop. He's wondering if there's some tactic here. When I take back with the bishop, if I take back with the bishop, there's this file opens up, and you can take here, which is, and since I lifted this rook, it's only defended, but it's defended by the queen as well as the bishop. So I don't think there's a problem. And I am just going to push this pawn. Now I'm going to move my rook to the H file here. I go here, he takes the knight, I check. He goes there with his king. Bring the pawn forward with check. The king moves. Up or down. Take back at the check if he goes up. If he goes down, I step the king, queen over there. I think I could do this. I may not find all the right answers, but I think I can do this. Yeah, he takes the knight. I go here with check. Then I can play this with check. I could play here. Yeah, I can't do the move I was expecting. I was planning. I can't do the move I was planning. Could take with the pawn. Yeah, my knight got in the way. My pawn got in the way. So I take with the pawn, he takes, and my queen is exposed. Take with the bishop, he takes. I take back, then he trades queens. Trades rooks first. Bishop here to here is possible, maybe. He's got a check here. I don't like that. I'm going to actually take his queen, which you don't normally do, but that knight is holding his position together. And I can't kick it. It's the wrong color and I don't have any pawns. If he takes the bishop, I take his bishop. And then I've got a pair of pawns here. Let's see if we can do anything with them. Okay, now I've got 2 pawns for the knight. Yeah, that's a problem. He didn't, he should have stepped over with his king. I think this is getting good for me now. So I take, go here. Need to drive the king away. I get the queen with 8 seconds to spare. That was tough. Come on. Let's not lose on time due to this kind of stuff. And he resigned. Okay. Yeah, I finally got a position I can handle here. I go up and over, and that's checkmate. That was a very funny game. Let's see. If we go to the analysis board, where did things go wrong? Hey, this was kind of interesting, I thought. This pressure on this diagonal here. Yeah, what I was afraid of was, well, like I was thinking I could push this pawn, you know, but then he pushes here and he's got a check here, and then the pawn is attacking the bishop, so that is dangerous. And then what else is going on here? If I move the bishop, it's not in as secure a spot. Well, he's threatening just to take here, so you have to do something about it. So eventually I figured out I should defend it. It took me a long time to figure that out. So then I took back with the bishop, and then I just kept on attacking because it seemed like his position, he had this very, this bishop, the dark squared bishop was closed in at this point. I see he was just in the process of liberating it, but I was trying to strike before he was able to do that. And then here, that move surprised me. I was thinking he would just trade. He can take, and I take, and he takes, and I take, and he gets a pawn. He could actually win a pawn here, right? Yeah. Knight takes e4, wins a pawn. He didn't play it. Instead, he attacked my bishop, which I could just let him take it. Move my knight. Oh, yeah, this is a good move. Putting the knight here, because the knight from there is looking at these 2 squares, and then this bishop is looking at the bishop. So this is a way of taking advantage of the weaknesses in his structure. But what did I play? Yeah, I got my bishop out of the way. Then these are in a little bit of trouble, and I was trying to figure out somehow. I'm actually better through here, it says, but I was still trying to figure out how I could open things up and break through. And then this actually is okay. It's okay to sacrifice the knight. You get enough compensation. Yeah, instead of pushing the pawn first, though, that was a mistake. I should have got the check in first. He has to go back. Doesn't that mate him? No, this is, that's not good. So it says I just have a draw here. Oops, I can't do that. I meant here. It says I just have a draw here. because if I go back, that's a repetition. It says I can get better than a repetition by going here and here. Now, that is a check. I'll admit that's a check, but I gave up a whole queen. What have I got? I've got 2 rooks and 2 pieces. He has 2 rooks, 2 pieces, and a queen. Yeah, I've given up a whole queen, and the computer says this is even. We were just talking about computer moves. Like if the king goes back here, then the rook can come in. I can see that much. Maybe I win the queen back. Okay, what if the queen didn't go there, though, or the king? Where else could the king go? Say he tries to avoid. If he goes here, I can do the same thing. How about if he goes up here? Then I check and check. Okay. There's no way he can avoid this. So I'm going to be, instead of being a queen down, I'll be a rook down. And then I have this check. So instead of being, and this gets my rook back. Wow. So you have to be pretty smart to be able to see all of that. Let's see. What about if he, instead of moving the king, he just takes the bishop? And eventually he has to take here. And then I get to take his rook, and now I'm up the exchange. Wow. That is amazing. And crazy what you can do with the computer. Okay, well, anyway, that is it for this session. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember to follow me to get notifications for when I'm streaming. And I will see you all next time. Bye now.